MD-11 CF features a large forward port side cargo door, 140 by 102 inches, 3.6 m 2.6 m, located between the first two passenger doors and can be used in an all-passenger or in an all-cargo configuration. As a freighter, it can transport 26 pallets of the same dimensions, 88 by 125 inches, 2.2 m 3.2 m, or 96 by 125 inches, 2.4 m 3.2 m, as for the MD-11C and MD-11F for a main deck cargo volume of 14,508 cubic feet, 410.8 m, and offers a maximum payload of 196,928 pounds, 89,325 kilograms. All 6 MD-11 CFS were delivered to Martin 4, and World Airways 2, in 1995. The two World Airways aircraft were converted to freight only in 2002. 2 MD-11 5 built. The extended range version was launched by the manufacturer at the Singapore Air Show in February 1994. The MD-11 incorporates all the Performance Improvement Program (PIP) options, including a maximum takeoff weight of 630,500 pounds, 286,000 kilograms, and an extra fuel tank of 3,000 US gallons, 11,000 L, in the forward cargo hold to offer a range of 7,240 nautical miles, 13,410 kilometers, 8,330 mi, an increase of 400 nautical miles, 740 kilometers, 460 mi, over the standard passenger variant. MD-11s were delivered between 1995 and 1997 to Garuda Indonesia, 3, and World Airways, 2. As of February 2007, only one Finnair MD-11 has been converted to MD-11 with the removal of the extra fuel tank. One MD-11F 53 built. The freight transport aircraft was the second variant on offer at launch in 1986 and was the last and longest, 1988-2000, manufactured version. The all-cargo aircraft features the same forward port side cargo door, 140 by 102 inches, 3.6 m 2.6 m, as the MD-11CF. A main deck volume of 15,530 cubic feet, 440 m, a maximum payload of 200,151 pounds, 90,787 kilograms, and can transport 26 pallets of the same dimensions, 88 by 125 inches, 2.2 m 3.2 m, or 96 by 125 inches, 2.4 m 3.2 m, as for the MD-11C and MD-11CF. The MD-11F was delivered between 1991 and 2001 to FedEx Express, 22, Lufthansa Cargo, 14, and other airlines with fewer aircraft. 2 MD-11 Boeing Converted Freighter, BCF. Boeing and its group of international affiliates offer a conversion of used passenger airliners into freighters. The MD-11 BCF is one of the models offered. Note, some or all the features of the MD-11, including the high tow of 630,500 pounds, 286.0 t. Part or all of the PIP's aerodynamic improvements packages and composite panels were fitted to later built MD-11s, except the extra fuel tank, and could be retrofitted to any of the variants, except for the PIP Phase IIIB larger aft engine intake. Some airlines, such as Finnair, Martin Air, and FedEx have made the structural changes required to allow their aircraft to have the high tow. Swissair's 16 newest aircraft were retrofitted with all the features except for the extra fuel tank and were so designated MD-11R for Advanced Heavy. Proposed tanker version, edit. After McDonnell Douglas did the KDC-10 conversion for the Royal Netherlands Air Force in 1992, they proposed a tanker forward/transport version of the MD-11 CF which had the in-house designation KMD-11. MCDD offered either conversion of second-hand aircraft, KMD-11, or new-built aircraft, KC-10B. The proposed KMD-11 offered 35,000 lbs more cargo capacity and 8,400 lbs more transferable fuel than the KC-10O. It was offered to the ANAF and Royal Saudi Air Force, ASIF, in the 1990s and the Royal Australian Air Force, RAF, in the early 2000s. Undeveloped variants, edit. Main article, McDonnell Douglas MD-12, MDXX section. In 1993, 1995, and again in 1996, McDonnell Douglas performed studies on the feasibility of a twin-engine jet using MD-11 components, but nothing came of any of them. In August 1997, just after the merger with Boeing, a presentation was made pitching an MD-11 twin with a new Boeing wing to fill the gap between the 767 and the 777, but again the proposal came to nothing. After ending the MD-12 program, McDonnell Douglas focused on 300-400-seat MD-11 derivatives. At the 1996 Farnborough International Air Show, the company presented plans for a new trijet with high seating and long range named MDXX. It was offered in the MDXX Stretch and MDXX-LR versions. The MDXX Stretch version was to have a longer fuselage than the MD-11 and seat 375 in a typical three-class arrangement. The MDXX-LR was to have a longer range and be the same length as the MD-11. It was to have typical three-class seating for 309. However, the MDC Board of Directors decided to end the MDXX program in October 1996, because the financial investment was too large for the company. Operators, edit. Main article, list of McDonnell Douglas MD-11 operators. As of the 1st of March, 2001, 195 out of the 200 aircraft were still operational, serving 23 different operators worldwide. Most of the airlines that ordered the MD-11 for their long-haul passenger flights had replaced it with Airbus A330, A340, and Boeing 777 aircraft by the end of 2004. Some carriers converted their MD-11s to freighters such as China Eastern Airlines and Korean Air. Korean Air announced as early as December 1994 its intention to convert its 5-passenger MD-11s to freighters for medium-range cargo routes. In 1995, American Airlines agreed to sell its 19 aircraft to FedEx, with the first MD-11 being transferred in 1996. Japan Airlines, JAL, announced the replacement of its 10 MD-11s in 2000. These aircraft were being converted into freighters and sold to UPS in 2004. In February 2007, Tamlinas Airaz began operating the first of 3 leased passenger MD-11s, in a deal arranged by Boeing as an interim solution for TAM to quickly be able to operate newly granted intercontinental routes while waiting for 4 Boeing 777-300ERs to be delivered from late 2008. The last MD-11 was retired from TAM's fleet in July 2009, which ended its use by Brazilian Airlines, Varig, VASP, and TAM. In May 2007, Finnair announced the sale of their last 2 MD-11s to Aeroflot Cargo to become part of the Russian airline cargo fleet in 2008 and 2009. KLM was the last airline to operate scheduled passenger flights with the passenger version of the MD-11. The final scheduled flight took place on the 26th of October, 2014, from Montreal to Amsterdam, followed by 3 special round-trip flights on the 11th of November, 2014. 2 MD-11s were also operated in a VIP configuration, one by Saudi Royal Flight for members of the royal family, and one by Mideast Jet for Azaco Aviation. Both are now stored. Lufthansa Cargo retired their last MD-11 on the 17th of October, 2021. As of October 2021, there were 116 MD-11s in commercial service with cargo operators FedEx Express, 57, UPS Airlines, 42, and Western Global Airlines, 17. As of March 2024, there were 79 MD-11s in service with FedEx Express, 34, UPS Airlines, 37, and Western Global Airlines, 8. Accidents and Incidents, edit. As of March 2024, the MD-11 has been involved in 49 aviation incidents, including 10 hull loss accidents with 244 fatalities. Notable accidents and incidents, edit. 1 on the 6th of April, 1993, China Eastern Airlines Flight 583, an MD-11 went into severe oscillations when a crew member accidentally deployed the slats while cruising over the Pacific Ocean near the Aleutian Islands. 2 passengers were seriously injured and later died. 1 on the 31st of July, 1997, FedEx Express Flight 14, MD-11N611FE, crashed during a landing at Newark Liberty International Airport, New Jersey. The aircraft flipped onto its back and subsequently burned, following a landing attempt from an unstabilized flare. The 5 occupants survived with injuries. 2 on the 2nd of September, 1998, Swissair Flight 111, MD-11HBIWF, crashed into the Atlantic Ocean near Halifax, Nova Scotia while en route from New York City to Geneva, Switzerland. All 229 people on board perished. The cause of the crash was determined to have been a fire caused by improper wiring of passenger entertainment system units added by Swissair. The fire started at the front of the aircraft and quickly grew uncontrollable, attributed partly to the poor flame retardant properties of its metallized mylar insulation. 3 on the 15th of April, 1999, Korean Air Cargo Flight 6316, MD-11 registration number HL7373, crashed shortly after takeoff while operating cargo flight KE6316 from Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport to Seoul. After takeoff, the flight was cleared to climb to 4,900 feet, 1,500 meters. The aircraft climbed to 4,500 feet, 1,400 m. Due to confusion on the flight deck, the captain thought the aircraft was too high and needed to descend. The captain pushed the control column abruptly forward, causing the MD-11 to enter a rapid descent from which it could not be recovered. All 3 occupants on board and 5 people on the ground were killed. 4 on the 22nd of August, 1999, China Airlines Flight 642, an MD-11 operated by subsidiary Mandarin Airlines, crashed while landing at Hong Kong International Airport during Typhoon Sam that exceeded its crosswind specifications, also flipping onto its back and burning. 3 passengers were killed. 5 on the 17th of October, 1999, FedEx Express Flight 87, MD-11N581FE, was written off after landing at Subic Bay International Airport, Philippines. The aircraft was operating from Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport. Upon landing, the aircraft rolled down the whole length of the runway before plunging into the bay, where it was completely submerged except for the cockpit. An excessive approach and landing speed were pointed out as probable cause of the accident. 6 On the 23rd of March, 2009, FedEx Express Flight 80, MD-11 FN526FE, crashed at Narita International Airport, Japan while landing in windy conditions. Airport surveillance video showed the aircraft becoming airborne again after the first touchdown, then impacting nose first the second time and turning onto its left side, erupting into flames. The impact flipped the aircraft upside down. The aircraft finally came to rest some distance left of the runway. The 2 flight crew members were killed. 7 On the 28th of November, 2009, Aviant Aviation Flight 324, MD-11 FZBAV, C/N48408, crashed on takeoff from Shanghai Pudong International Airport on a flight to Bishkek Manas International Airport, Kyrgyzstan, with the loss of 3 lives. The aircraft was written off. 8 On the 27th of July, 2010, Lufthansa Cargo Flight 8460, an MD-11F, crash-landed at King Khalid International Airport in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The captain and first officer evacuated the aircraft with injuries. This incident is very similar to FedEx Flight 80 and FedEx Flight 14. 9 On the 13th of February, 2016, Western Global Airlines Flight 4425 was involved in a stowaway incident that was discovered when the plane had stopped in Harare Airport, Zimbabwe for a fuel stop en route to King Shaka International Airport, South Africa from Munich, Germany. The deceased stowaway was located in the plane's cargo hold after ground staff at Harare noticed blood dripping from one of the MD-11's cargo doors. The crew initially stated that they believed the blood to have come from a bird strike which had been noticed by ground staff at Munich Airport earlier in the plane's journey, but the body of a man who had stowed away on the flight was discovered shortly after the plane and its crew were seized by Zimbabwean authorities. 10. On the 6th of June, 2016, UPS Airlines Flight 61, MD-11 FN277 UP suffered a runway excursion and nose gear collapse in a takeoff accident at Solinchen International Airport, ICN. Takeoff from runway 33L was aborted and the aircraft continued past the end of the runway. The nose gear collapsed and the No. 1 and 3 engines contacted the grass. The flight was bound for Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport. All 4 crew members survived without injury. The aircraft was written off. Safety problems, edit. The MD-11 had problems with its flight control systems that have resulted in multiple accidents and incidents since the aircraft's introduction. The initial design of the slat forward/flap lever in the cockpit left it prone to being accidentally dislodged by a crew in flight. The defect has been corrected since 1992. In the early 2000s, Boeing improved the flight control software at the urging of the FAA to reduce the possibility of violent unintentional pitch movements. To improve fuel efficiency, McDonnell Douglas designed the MD-11's center of gravity to be much farther aft than that of other commercial aircraft. There was also a fuel ballast tank in the MD-11's horizontal stabilizer since its tailplane was smaller than the DC-10's to improve fuel efficiency, but this was found to inhibit the MD-11's crosswind performance. These design features, coupled with standard landing speeds 20-30 knots, 35-55 km forward/h, faster than those of comparable aircraft, significantly reduce the MD-11's margin for error during the takeoff and landing phases, making it more difficult to handle than the smaller DC-10. Several operators have introduced special training to assist crews in safely handling the MD-11's critical phases of flight. Specifications, edit. MD-11 airplane characteristics. Variant MD-11 MD-11F. Cockpit crew 2. Main deck 298, 16F plus 56J plus 226Y. Or 323, 34J plus 289Y. Or 410Y, 10 abreast 2696 125 pallets or 3488 108 pallets. 21,530 cu.feet /609.7 cubic meters. Lower deck 32 LD3. Length GE, 202 feet 2 in /61.6 m. PW, 200 feet 11 in /61.2 m. Width 19 feet 9 in /6.0 m. Fuselage, 225 in, 572 centimeters, cabin. Wing 170 feet 6 in /51.97 m. Span, 3,648 square feet, 338.9 m. Area. Height 57 feet 11 in, 17.65 m. Tow 602,500 pound /273,294 kilograms, 630,500 pound /285,988 kilograms. Maximum payload 116,025 pound /52,632 kilograms 201,025 pound /91,185 kilograms. Fuel capacity 38,615 US gal /146,173 L. 258,721 pound /117,356 kilograms. OEW 283,975 pound /128,808 kilograms 260,275 pound /118,061 kilograms. Engines, 3. PW 4460 /62 General Electric CF680 C2D1F. Maximum thrust, 3, 62,000 lbf, 280 kN, /61,500 lbf, 274 kN. Speed Mach 0.83, 479 kN, 886 km per hour, 551 miles per hour, cruise. Mach 0.88, 507 kN, 940 km per hour, 584 miles per hour, MO. Range 6,725 mi, 12,455 km, 7,739 mi, 3,533 mi, 6,543 km, 4,066 mi. Ceiling 43,000 feet, 13,100 m. Takeoff distance at MTO 9,725 feet, 2,964 m, 10,800 feet, 3,292 m. Deliveries, edit. 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993, 1994, 1995, 1996, 1997, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001 total. 3, 31, 42, 36, 17, 18, 15, 12, 12, 8, 4, 2, 200. McDonnell Douglas MD-11 deliveries, by year. Deliveries. See also, edit. Related development. 1 McDonnell Douglas DC-10. 2 McDonnell Douglas MD-12. Aircraft of comparable role, configuration, and era. 1 Airbus A340. 2 Boeing 777. 3 Ilyushin Il-96. Related lists. 1 List of jet airliners. 2 List of civil aircraft. 3 List of aircraft. Notes, edit.